Hi, Krista Mashore, Homes by Krista. On today's segment, we're going to be talking about, are we headed for another crash like 2008? You would not believe how many people are asking me, prices are going up so fast, I think we're going to have a crash. So let's take a look at what the experts are saying around the world. But first, I want to show you this article. So this is an article that was done from the same printing company within 8 days of each other. So one person said, California home sales tumbling back down to earth. This is an article they wrote. That was on August 16th. And then within 8 days, the same exact company says, California home sales gaining momentum. So this is why we in the public are nervous and we're not sure about what's happening, because we're relying on what the media is telling us, and we all know how the media is. So let's look what the experts are saying. Every quarter, the Home Price Expectation Survey comes out. That is a panel made over 100 panelists across the nation. They are real estate economists, real estate experts, and investment and market strategists. These are the people that really know what's happening. Let's see what they're saying is going to happen over the next 5 years on housing prices. Are we going to have a bust, or are we going to have normal stabilization? Let's take a look. So as we see more inventory entering the market, what we're going to see is we're going to see more normal levels of appreciation. This is not crashing. Remember, if you look at 2017 and 18, we're seeing 3.6, 3.2, 3.1, and then 2.9 all the way in 2020. So they are expecting normal appreciation because the inventory levels we're hoping are going to start leveling out. So let's take a look at what other people are saying. Again, people that, not the news, not the media, people that actually know what they're talking about. They're really invested in the real estate industry. The Business Insider says this does not mean prices are now falling on aggregate. During Q2, home prices rose in every state except Vermont. So we are seeing that home prices are still increasing, correct? So remember, in one of my last updates that I did, we showed that from July of last year to July of 2016, we saw a 13% increase in Brentwood and almost in every single surrounding city around our area. So we're increasing as well. So now let's talk about the Home Price Expectation Survey for the third quarter of 2016. Remember, the 100 experts, what they're saying across the nation, cumulatively what they believe is going to happen to house prices over the next 5 years. Let's take a look. So the bulls, the ones that are the most optimistic, they believe that over the next 5 years we're going to see a 26% increase in housing prices. And the ones that aren't quite as optimistic, that are a little bit more conservative, they believe that we're still going to see a cumulative 11.1% increase in house prices over the next 5 years. So let's not always listen to what the media is saying. Let's look at what the real experts are believing, all right? And then lastly, remember, the reason why we had the crash was because we were giving loans to people that never should have had loans. The mortgage index, as far as how easy it was to get a loan, was way too simple. We were giving bad loans, and we were giving bad paper and selling bad paper to the banks and saying that it was rated A paper, all right? That's the reason why we had the crash. Now it's very difficult to get a loan, and all of that is under very much more scrutiny. So let's talk about 4 indicators that back in 2005, pre-bubble, that people weren't looking at as far as the crash goes. So let's look. So today compared to 2005, again, this is right before we were doing great then. You know, the market was thriving right before the 2008 burst. So the price to rent ratio is down 18%. Remember, all the negatives that you're seeing here are actually positive negatives as far as the affordability to purchase a home. The price to income ratio is down 12%. And look at this, mortgages that are being obtained are down 15%. That means that 15% of people more are purchasing cash now for their properties. So with the mortgages being purchased is down 15%, that means that more people are buying cash. Obviously, we're not going to be losing their houses because they are owned outright. Does that make sense? Another huge indicator as compared to now from 2005, the flipping of houses is down 50%. So we are not seeing the flipping because back then in the day, we had foreclosures, we had the short sales, they were being sold for less than they should have been, and they were being flipped. That's not happening now. It is down 50% now compared to 2005. All, again, positive indicators as to why we are not going to have another housing bubble. So let's take a look and see what Jonathan Smoke, he's the chief economist of Realtor.com. What does he say? He says, the havoc during the last cycle was the result of building too many homes and of speculation fueled by loose credit. That's the exact opposite of what is happening today, meaning it is difficult to get a loan now. They are scrutinizing people. They want to see your paper. They want to prove everything. I have buyers right now, they're like, why do they need so much stuff? They need so much stuff because they want to make sure that buyers actually qualify for these loans so we do not have another crash. So what is Freddie Mac saying? Momentum is likely to carry us through the remainder of the year. So we will end up with the best year in home sales in a decade. This is despite having limited inventory and rapidly rising house prices in many markets. Again, positive from the people that really know, not the newspaper or the headlines. So let's end this segment. Housing bubble or stable normalcy? In my opinion, and what the experts also believe, is that over the next 5 years, we are going to see gradual normalization. Remember, we've been on a recovery over these past 7 and 8 years. Now we're ready for normalcy, right? Normal 3 to 4% appreciation.